Before we begin, please imagine the bell notification is on and you're subscribed to Huna Stories. I didn't argue. That's the part people always expect to be different. After 13 years, after late nights that bled into weekends, after building systems no one else bothered to fully understand, he looked at me across his polished desk, my wife's brother, technically my superior, and said it like he was discussing printer ink. We found someone who can do your job for 30% of your salary. Not better, not stronger, just cheaper. There's something clarifying about being reduced to a percentage. I nodded once, not in agreement, just acknowledgement. He mistook it for compliance. He expected resistance and negotiation, a reminder of what I'd built. Instead, I opened my laptop, began transferring files to the shared drive, and wrote a brief handover summary. High level, clean, professional. He kept talking while I worked. We need to stay competitive. It's not personal. Family doesn't mean exceptions. Family. I almost smiled at that. If it were personal, he would have hesitated. This was efficiency. I packed my things in a small cardboard box the receptionist found in storage, my framed photo, my notebook, the pen the CEO had once handed me after a strategy session saying, "You think long term, that's rare." Basics. I left my access card on the desk. He didn't stand up when I walked out. An hour later, my phone started vibrating on the passenger seat. I assumed it was HR. It wasn't. The screen read, "Ask Daniel, CEO." I let it ring once, twice. Then I answered. "Where are you?" he asked. No greeting, just urgency. "At home," I said. A pause. "We have the quarterly review in 40 minutes. I didn't respond immediately. Another pause, this one heavier. "You're leading the infrastructure presentation." "Not anymore," I said calm. Even silence on the other end shifted from confusion to calculation. "What do you mean?" "I was informed my role is being replaced. Cost optimization." The air changed. He didn't raise his voice. Daniel never does. "Who informed you?" "Mark." A longer silence. "Stay where you are." The line went dead. I didn't turn the car around. I went inside my house and sat at the kitchen table. My wife was upstairs. She didn't know yet. I hadn't decided how to explain that her brother had just removed 13 years of my life with a budget adjustment. My phone rang again, then again. Not from Daniel, from Mark. I let those go. 10 minutes later, a message from Daniel. "Board moved review to executive session. I need clarity on your departure. Join via video in 20. Not a request, a structural correction. I opened my laptop. When the call connected, it wasn't the usual polished quarterly presentation grid. It was smaller, tighter. Daniel, 2 board members, and Mark, visibly less certain than he had been an hour earlier. Daniel didn't waste time. "Mark informed us you're being replaced." Mark shifted in his chair. "We identified a candidate who can handle the operational aspects at a reduced cost." Daniel nodded slightly. Operational aspects. Then he looked at me. "Can this candidate explain the vendor restructuring you negotiated last quarter?" "No," I said. "Can they map the risk exposure in the Asia expansion?" "No." "Do they understand the architecture dependencies in the new platform rollout?" "No." I didn't elaborate. I didn't dramatize, just answers. Mark cleared his throat. "Those processes are documented." I met his eyes through the screen. "They're summarized." Daniel leaned back. There it was, the unmistakable shift. Not emotional, structural. "Mark," Daniel said evenly, "did you consult me before eliminating the only person who designed the systems we are reviewing today?" A flicker of panic, small but visible. I believed it fell within my departmental discretion. Daniel didn't react immediately. That's his style. Silence is pressure. The board disagrees. No shouting, no spectacle, just hierarchy correcting itself. Daniel turned back to me. "Would you be willing to walk us through the risk model now?" There it was, the moment. Not reinstatement, not apology, dependence. I could have declined, made a point, let the absence teach its own lesson, but I didn't build those systems to watch them fail. "I'll walk you through it," I said, as an external consultant. Mark's jaw tightened. Daniel nodded once. "Understood."
Terms weren't negotiated emotionally, they were defined clearly. Interim advisory role, independent status, direct reporting to the CEO for strategic initiatives, compensation aligned accordingly. Not revenge, recalibration. After the call ended, I sat there for a while. My wife came downstairs eventually. She'd seen the missed calls from her brother. "Is everything okay?" she asked. I considered the truth. "It depends," I said, "on what we think family means." I didn't explain the full board dynamic. I didn't need to. She knows her brother. She knows me. That evening, Mark sent a short message. "We need to talk." I responded professionally. "I'm available through Daniel." Nothing hostile, nothing dramatic, just boundaries. The new hire started the following week. He reports to Mark. I report to Daniel. We work in the same building. Mark doesn't avoid me, but he doesn't sit as comfortably anymore either. Power didn't flip. It shifted gradually, quietly. I didn't get my old office back. I didn't ask for it. I kept the pen Daniel gave me, not as a trophy, as a reminder. Being undervalued isn't loud, it's procedural. It hides behind spreadsheets and phrases like market alignment. But absence has weight, and sometimes the most effective response isn't protest, it's departure. No celebration followed, no speeches about respect, just a different seating chart in the executive meetings, and an understanding clear to everyone in that room.